He had just driven into the tunnel when it suddenly collapsed above. He tried to speed up and drive out of the tunnel, but the collapse was moving much faster than the car. Soon, he and the car were buried in the rubble. When Jimmy woke up again, his face was covered in dust, and his eyes were bloodshot. He just moved slightly, and the debris on the car roof sank down a large section, almost falling in and crushing him to death. After the situation outside the car stabilized, Jimmy took out his phone and slowly moved it from the driver's seat to the back row, finally finding a weak signal and successfully calling for rescue. After understanding the situation, the rescue team thought this was a minor accident. But when they arrived at the scene, they discovered the entire mountain range had collapsed, and even the tunnel entrance couldn't be found. Fortunately, the other entrance was still normal for now, but the tunnel could collapse again at any time. The team members didn't dare enter rashly, so they sent dozens of drones into the cave to survey the situation. Unexpectedly, just after flying a dozen meters into the cave, the iron ore in the mountain instantly blocked the signal, causing all the drones to fall to the ground. With no other option, the rescue captain had to drive in himself. After reaching where the tunnel was blocked, the captain carefully came to the debris pile. He shone his flashlight into the cracks between the rocks, thinking this way he could find Jimmy. Unexpectedly, his partner in the car suddenly pressed the horn by mistake. The captain was terrified and quickly stopped him, because this loud sound could very likely trigger another tunnel collapse. The good news was that this horn sound reached Jimmy's ears. He quickly called to explain the situation to the captain. Seeing this, his partner pressed the horn several more times, and Jimmy heard them all. This meant he wasn't far from the captain. But just as the captain was getting excited, large amounts of dust started falling down. Sure enough, what the captain was most worried about had happened. These horn blasts had triggered a secondary tunnel collapse. He quickly reminded Jimmy to get down and protect himself. He and his partner's situation was also very critical. After getting in the car, the captain didn't even have time to close the door and directly reversed at full speed, barely avoiding being hit by the boulders. But the collapse continued, and soon a piece of debris pierced through the windshield. Fortunately, the overall collapse speed this time was slower than the first time, and since they weren't far from the exit, the car successfully rushed out of the tunnel this time. But this also made the captain realize this rescue operation would definitely be extremely difficult. After resting briefly, he quickly called Jimmy. Fortunately, protective measures had been taken in advance, and Jimmy was still alive. On the phone, Jimmy said there was a ventilation fan numbered 3 outside the car. The captain immediately found the tunnel design blueprints and located Jimmy's position on them, but he didn't know that the actual construction structure differed from the design drawings. They planned to dig a shaft on the mountain going straight down to the ventilation fan, then go down to rescue Jimmy. But digging through this shaft would take at least half a month. However, there were only 2 bottles of water in the car. Jimmy would have to drink only 1 small capful each day to possibly hold on until the day the shaft was dug through. But 5 days later, another accident occurred. There was suddenly a noise outside the car.